When I started Rare, I didn't know this would become, one of those things that would just happen. If not, it's the most incredible work I get to do. But the conversation that we've started with Rare, it is alive. And it's alive in a counselor who answers when a teacher says, I need help. That is one of my cousins here tonight. She knows how that feels when she's a counselor at school, and I admire her for that. It's alive in a parent who now has the tools to support their child through a panic attack. And it's alive in conversations that once felt impossible. It's happening at kitchen tables, in classrooms, and across communities. But tonight isn't about looking back, it's about what comes next. We're living in a world where pressure, especially on young people, has never been greater, from social media bullying to suicide. Mental health isn't a side issue, though that some people may feel that way. It's the foundation of everything. Creativity, connection, learning, safety, hope. And when young people reach out for help, they need to know that help exists. I heard for that. It's alive in a parent who now has the tools to support their child through a panic attack. And it's alive in conversations that once felt impossible. Years ago, the Rare Impact Fund was just an idea born from a promise to make mental health resources accessible, to break stigma, and to help young people feel seen, known, and loved. To see how far that we've come from our first gala makes me very nervous, which is why I'm a little shaky, sorry.
Are you a fan of the show?
Yes, I actually just watched it because it was my first time watching it, so I'm a huge fan, and it was an honor to do a song.
Can you tell us what the inspiration was behind it?
There wasn't. It actually was a song that I had for a couple of years, and it actually worked perfectly with what they were doing, so I thought I would do something cute for my fans.
What an amazing year. You've had your new album with Benny, 10 years of revival.
Yeah,
you got
weird.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, that's wild.
You got married, and then tonight marks 5 years of the Rare Impact Fund.
Out of all those things you listed, I'm so grateful, but this is probably the one thing I'm most proud of. 5 years strong, we've raised so much money. We're reaching 2 million young people every day through a mental health crisis and suicide prevention. We're doing so much, and I just hope that it's the beginning. When I first started Rare Beauty, I definitely didn't know it would be what it is, but I couldn't be more just blessed to see it do what it's done, because before we sold a single product, we created this fund, and now to see it flourish while the business does the same is really rewarding. Some days you just have to let yourself get it out, and then afterwards, a good laugh, and I don't know the key. I just know what works for me, and I like to maybe just see one friend with a bunch of people and look, talk to my therapist and look for people that could help in the situation.
Yeah, I so resonated what you said with like holding space for like fear, and also when it's in moments of celebration, and how do you hold it all and balance it all?
No, I don't. I'm just saying the vulnerability of joy is really real, and I want to enjoy things, but I also know there's so much more we can do.
Yeah, I mean, even as this grows even bigger, what are your goals and hopes for this next year ahead?
Oh gosh, well, with the Impact Fund specifically, I hope that we continue to raise funds for what we're doing all over the world. I mean, we are reaching 2 million young people a day. It is something I couldn't be more enthused about, because it's something that we're actively seeing on the ground that people are working on. So.
And then I leave without a trace. Come on, don't leave me. It can't be that easy, baby. If you believe me, I guess I'll get on a plane, fly to your city, excited to see your face.
Selena, over here, Selena.
And just the eyes, Selena, I appreciate that. Thank you.
And Selena, one more time on your left, please.
One more time on your left, Selena, on your left.
Over there, right
And again.
And then one more straight in front again, please.
Again on your left, Selena.
Okay, there
Guys, right over here, guys.
Selena Gomez has always been more than a pop icon or a Hollywood starlet. She's a force of empathy, purpose, and quiet resilience. At the third annual Rare Impact Fund benefit, the multi-hyphenate opened up with Access Hollywood about what continues to fuel her advocacy for youth mental health, how she navigates her own emotional well-being, and why her latest single, In the Dark, might be one of her most personal releases yet. The event wasn't just another glamorous Hollywood evening, it was a movement. Held under twinkling lights and surrounded by the kind of warmth Selena's presence naturally brings, the Rare Impact Fund benefit gathered friends, fans, and philanthropists with a shared mission to destigmatize mental health struggles and give young people access to real support. As Selena stepped onto the carpet in a sleek silver gown, her smile was soft but assured. The look of someone who's been through the storm and decided to build a lighthouse. When I started Rare Beauty, I knew I wanted it to be more than makeup, Selena explained during her interview. Beauty fades, but impact lasts. I've always wanted to remind people that they are enough, exactly as they are. It's not just a slogan for her brand. For Selena, Rare has become a philosophy, a way of living with authenticity in a world that constantly tells people to be something else. That authenticity is what has made her such a relatable figure to millions who've followed her journey from Disney stardom to the complex, self-aware woman she's become today. The Rare Impact Fund, an extension of her beauty brand, has raised millions to support mental health services for young people across the globe. This year's benefit was filled with emotion, laughter, tears, and moments of reflection. Guests shared stories of healing, resilience, and hope. Selena listened to them all with the kind of attentiveness that has become her signature. "I've struggled with my mental health for a long time," she admitted, her voice steady but raw. "There were times when I didn't think I could get through it. But the truth is, talking about it saved me. Being honest about what I was feeling and finding people who understood, that's what made the difference." Her candor isn't new, but it still feels rare in the celebrity world. Selena has been open about her bipolar diagnosis and the years of therapy and self-work that followed. But she doesn't share her story for sympathy. She shares it to empower others who might feel isolated by their own battles. "I'm not here to be perfect," she continued. "I'm here to be real. If my story can help one person feel less alone, then that's worth everything." That honesty extends to how she manages her own wellness today. Between acting, producing, and running a global beauty empire, Selena has learned to protect her peace like a priceless gem. "I've gotten much better at saying no," she confessed with a small laugh. "I used to feel like I had to please everyone. Now I've realized that taking care of myself isn't selfish. It's necessary. I make time to unplug, to spend time with my family, and to just exist without pressure." Her friends say that she's found balance in the simple things: cooking at home, long walks with her dog Daisy, and nights spent listening to music that soothes rather than stimulates. Meditation, therapy, and journaling have become non-negotiable parts of her routine. And music, as always, remains her refuge. Her new single, In the Dark, has quickly become a fan favorite. But as Selena revealed, the song isn't exactly new. "It was actually written a few years ago," she shared. "We never released it because it didn't feel like the right time. But when I heard about the Netflix show Nobody Wants This, something clicked. The story, the emotion, it matched perfectly. The track, a haunting blend of vulnerability and quiet strength, explores the ache of isolation and the courage to find light again. It's both melancholy and empowering, a reflection of the duality that defines Selena's artistry. "When I recorded it, I was in a really introspective place," she recalled. "I think sometimes you write things you don't fully understand until later. Listening to it now, I realize it was about learning to love myself even when I felt unseen." The Netflix series Nobody Wants This, a darkly comedic drama about the fragility of fame and the search for purpose, found in the Dark, An Emotional Heartbeat. The song underscores a pivotal scene that left viewers in tears, prompting fans to flood social media with praise for Selena's soulful delivery. The timing couldn't have been better. While In the Dark captures her emotional depth, her presence at the Rare Impact Fund benefit reminded everyone that her creative work and her advocacy are deeply intertwined. For Selena, music, activism, and mental health are all threads of the same story, one about finding meaning in pain and turning vulnerability into strength. The night was filled with tributes, performances, and heartfelt speeches from those touched by Selena's mission. When she took the stage to speak, the room fell silent. "This isn't just about me," she said softly. "This is about every young person who has ever felt like their voice didn't matter. I want them to know it does. It always does." The applause that followed wasn't the loud celebrity kind. It was warm, human, and full of gratitude. Selena's ability to blend stardom with sincerity is what continues to make her stand out in a culture that often rewards noise over nuance. She doesn't just attach her name to causes. She lives them. Whether it's advocating for mental health reform, supporting young artists, or using her platform to promote empathy, Selena has quietly become one of Hollywood's most authentic changemakers. Her journey hasn't been easy, and she doesn't pretend that it has. But maybe that's why people believe her, because she doesn't hide the cracks. She turns them into light. As the evening drew to a close, Selena hugged her team, thanked her guests, and disappeared into the crowd. Not as a superstar, but as a woman who knows that the work she's doing matters. "I think the best part of this," she reflected before leaving, "is seeing people come together for something bigger than all of us. That's what gives me hope. That's what keeps me going." And in that moment, you could feel it. That rare mix of humility and strength, the very essence of what makes Selena Gomez so magnetic. She's not chasing headlines or perfection anymore. She's chasing healing, and for herself and for everyone who's ever needed to hear that they're not alone. It's clear. Selena Gomez's light doesn't just shine, it illuminates.